basic things. These are the things that I want to be doing in my life, and I'm backing off from that. And that means
So when you saw me, I guess, running my big mouth on that ad that connected with so many men, something I said resonated with you, and you realized, although you're aware there was a problem, now you had some clarity on what the problem was. Is that pretty much what happened?
Yeah, absolutely. That said, that I guess brought it to mind that there is a problem, Jules. Because I had somebody outside of me, not just the voice that's running around in my head. I had somebody outside of me saying, like, these are the problems, these are the symptoms of people who are unhappy. And I was like, shit, I can tick all those boxes, you know? And I knew I can't keep going like this. If I keep going like this, I'm going to be, 40 kilos overweight in 10 years. I'm going to be dead-end jobbing myself, and I'm going to be pushing my family away from myself. And as I said, when you said those things, when somebody else had said those things, it became so much more real. Like, I understood.
Yeah.
And
was that
then
because you've been somewhat hiding it or pretending everything's okay? We thought you were the only one?
Yeah, I just hit it. I thought that was the way to, I mean, everybody says you've got to express yourself, you've got to talk about your feelings and stuff. I just wanted to try and keep, I guess the mentality behind it was, if I don't tell anyone, I'll be able to keep everything together.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows something's wrong with me. That means that they'll continue on fine. My wife will be all right. The kids will think there's nothing wrong, so they're all right. And then in turn, I thought everything would be all right. But it wasn't. I was getting...
It's the complete fucking opposite though, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes you agitated on the inside, and then you become agitated on the outside. And,
yeah,
you're taking all of that agitation out on the people that you need to care about.
So one of the most powerful things we've done is communicate. And your level of awareness, and I don't usually get people on who are in the starting stage of the program. But the reason I got you on, and I don't like saying you get results fast. But the reason I got you on is because you got results fast.
I guess when we very first spoke, when I first called you, well, you called me actually, I sent you the message, but I didn't have the money to do it, and I knew I'd be able to come up with it. This will be a little bit of a story, but I would say this is why, right? After the conversation we had, I said, I'm going to save up the money and I'm going to come to you and apply then. And that was this point. I was like, all right, I went through a couple of your videos that said just to read a little bit. And I started reading and started listening to some motivational stuff because I wanted to save up this money to start this course. And I heard somebody said, look, there are people who do, and they're the 2 or 10% or whatever, and there are people who don't. And I just decided, shit, I'm someone who doesn't, and from here on I'm going to be someone who does. So the reason I believe I get results is because I just do it. I get scared. I get anxiety about this program. The DFP pushes you, like it has emotionally and mentally really, really pushed me. But I decided I'm just going to be someone who does. And all I do is the program. All I do is the teachings. You tell me, you say, or you say it to somebody else, you say, to help with this, if you take your shirt off and take a photo of yourself every Tuesday or whatever, this will help you with your physical self-confidence. And so I do it. You say read at least 10 pages a night. So I do it. If you just do the lessons, you produce. If you just do the work, you produce. It's like with anything. If you have an IKEA box, everything's there for you. This is a good analogy as to the DFP. Everything's there for you. You've got an IKEA box. It comes with the tools. It comes with all the bits and bobs. There are the instructions. If you don't do it, it doesn't get made. And if you do it, it gets made.
Difference.
Yeah, it is a huge difference.
So and you're not even finished your first 16 weeks. Tell me about the difference between you now and where you were originally.
It's huge, huge. I'll give you a physical example. Like there's plenty of mental stuff, but I guess what I've manifested physically is the result to my mental growth. When I started, I didn't think I could be happy in my current situation. I'm happy now. Like when I say happy, I'm genuinely happy. There's no difference in my right now. I'm still in the same job. I'm still doing the same ridiculous hours, but I have life in my time. I know how to appreciate my time at work and appreciate my time at home. So this is a very simple thing. This is something that I'm doing. I never thought I could work on my own or work for myself. I thought I needed somebody to piggyback off. I thought I needed a support person, someone who knows more than I do to work with. And I'm already working for myself now. I'm still.
What's that worth to you?
That's what is it worth to me?
Like, what is being independent, being confident? I mean, what's that worth to you?
That's worth me. That is worth everything I aspire to, you know, like.
As you mentioned, I mean, 90% of men, they say the same phone call as you. So you're depressed, your kids hate you, you don't know what you're doing with your life. And some extreme cases, so if you don't do this, you're probably going to kill yourself. Yeah. But they look at the financial investment and say, no, I'm going to hold on to this. And now you're not even finished your first part of the teachings, and you're moving on to the second one, and you've already reinvested in yourself.
Yeah, it's true. Because I understand the changes that's happening. You know,
I was almost about to say, but you're not making any more money, are you? But you're making more money now, aren't you?
I am because I'm like, I work about a 60-hour week, all right? Plus I travel an hour to and from work, right? So they're my hours. And I thought that was it. That was the level that you can work to. How can I produce more than what I am now? This has given me courage. It's given me more energy. Like the more you do, the more energy you seem to have. But yeah, I mean, I'm not, like, technically up to a couple of months ago, I wasn't making any more money, but I've managed to find the money for this. This is important. This is my life. Like, if you can find money to buy cigarettes every week, you can, that's more money than what you need to invest in yourself. You can find money to buy, I don't know, bits and bobs for your car, which are extremely expensive, right? You can buy bits and bobs for your internal self. That stuff, you'll find that later, you know? The extra money I'm making for myself, that's because I invested in myself. I invested in the DFP to train myself.
Jules, I got a challenge for you, man.
Oh, thanks.
The same way I spoke to you the first time you saw a video of me. Same way I spoke to you and I understood where you're at. I think people get it. You're a new man, you're happy. Like, what can I say? I didn't want it to sound as amazing as it is, but it's fucking amazing. What can I say? But what would you say to the Jules who's watching this thinking, it won't work for me, it's too hard, I'm scared, whatever? What would you say to him?
Oh, I would say to him, of course you're scared, and it is really hard. But what is going to be the alternative? You know, we say that a lot in here, is that if you're going to produce something worthwhile of your life, you have to put in the effort. You have to put in that little bit of money, that little bit of energy, and that little bit extra of you to produce something worthwhile. And you just have to do it. You make that decision, I'm going to be someone who does. When that little voice that comes into your head saying, oh, you know, you're probably all right now, know that that little voice is your doubt. And you can't let your doubt have a vote on your life. You can't let your little fears have a vote on your life. If you let them talk to you, they'll fill up your brain, they'll fill up your mind, and you stop. You can't stop. You've got to put in that energy. And it's not a lot. It's just fear and anxiety that holds you back. And
Okay, well said. So we're coming into 2020, which is crazy. Do you see a different future for yourself just from committing to something for 16 weeks?
Yeah, I do. I see I suppose I had a vision, or a loose vision always, of sort of what I wanted my life to be like, but I saw it too far out of reach. Now, the dreams that I had that I thought were too far out of reach are already, I can see the stepping stones to achieving that at least within the next sort of 3 to 5 years. I'll have the kind of lifestyle I want, and it's not far away.
Awesome, man. I mean, what else can I say? Turned your life around. One of the best things you've done. Have a great future now. I mean, I know my program's great, a little biased. But mate, honestly, I do these videos for 2 reasons. The first one being to just acknowledge you for being a man who's fucking stepped up to life. Like, I'm proud of you, Jules, not only for obviously killing it in the program, but having the courage to do this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Second reason I do these videos is because I know there are people out there who just don't get it yet. They're like, how does this guy know what I think? Why are all these people changing? It won't work for me, and so on. Like, if you're still watching this up until now, this is for you. If you need to speak to Jules, messaging. I'm pretty sure you won't mind.
I won't.
But more importantly, take the first step and commit to getting your life together. Jules, another challenge. How do you want to wrap this up?
I want to wrap it up with just a bit of advice, I guess, when you come into this, is that it's not, can't take it like a program, something that you sort of leave behind. This is going to be a new way of life. And if you see it like a new way of life, you'll embrace it as opposed to a course that you have to do.
Because you've already seen many men fail, haven't you?
I've seen a lot fail already. And it's been really sad to watch people who want to help themselves out of a dark spot to put themselves back together. Like, people come in and I get really excited about them, you know, and they don't stay too long. The fear gets to them, and they're just gone like that. And it's sad how many men don't want to help themselves.
Yeah. Can't help everyone, man. It's about helping you. And I mean, if you do have kids, if you do have a business, if there's people in your life, just like Jules said, like he just said, if he just pretends to be fine, no problem. But that's why people die. That's why people commit suicide. That's why there's dead shit dads out there. If you really do care about your kids and yourself and your business as much as you say you do, then start showing the fuck up in your life.
That's it.
Thanks for your time, brother.
My pleasure. Thank you, Dan.